There are 6 people in the room, 3 taller ones and 3 smaller ones. Each one of them need to shake hands with each other, but there is a condition. Person must shake hands only with a person who is shorter than him. Can you guess how many handshakes will happen? Zero. Condition is a person must shake hands only with a person who is shorter than him. So, if a taller person goes to a shorter person for a handshake, shorter will not shake hands because the other one is taller. The biggest lottery draw was about to be announced. The anchor called out the ticket number for the 3rd prize and Sean came up on stage to collect it. Then the anchor called out the ticket number for the 2nd prize and Detective Mehul came up to collect it. When the anchor announced ticket number for 1st prize, 3 people came up on stage to collect the prize. Only one of them has the original ticket. Mehul asked them to show their tickets. Can you look at these tickets and identify the original one? Only the first ticket matches the patterns of the 2 prize-winning tickets. There was a theft in a zoo. Detective Mehul was immediately called to investigate the theft. Mehul speaks with the girl whose handbag was stolen. The girl describes the entire incident. A man wearing zoo's uniform came from behind, snatched her bag and ran away. I was not able to see his face. Mehul kept a watch at all of zoo's staff. Can you have a look at them and guess who might be the thief? B. Is the thief because he is acting like a zookeeper and he is feeding meat to a deer. A man was brutally murdered. He had left a clue pointing to his murderer. Detective Mehul was called to investigate his murder. Mehul suspected 4 people: William Jackie, Ishmael John, Mossy Mark, Tyler Wood. One of these 4 is the murderer. Can you look at the clue and identify who is the killer? Killer is Mossy Mark. Her name has been flipped and written on the mirror. Tracking the aliens, Mehul arrived in a town. The town was covered in snow and it was very cold. Mehul decided to go to the famous tourist spot in the town. There were a lot of people at the spot. Can you look carefully and figure out how many aliens are here? Can you look carefully and figure out how many aliens are here? There are 2 aliens here. Only these 2 people do not have mist coming out of their mouths. Jane was found dead in a cave. Forensic reports revealed that she was murdered at noon. Mehul interviewed her neighbors who informed him about mysterious creatures that lived and roamed around the cave. Mehul interviewed these creatures: Zombie Ted, Vampire Lenny, Werewolf Scott. Zombie Ted: I was having lunch at the local cafe. Their fried brains are great. Vampire Lenny: I was sleeping in my coffin, after a night out. Werewolf Scott: I was hiding in the cave at night, as I become a werewolf. In the morning I turned back to human and went home. Which one of these creatures killed Jane? Zombie would have eaten Jane's head, vampire burn in sun. Werewolf killed her. He came there at noon as a human. A vampire was stuck in a cave. There were 3 doors from which he could escape. The first door has motion sensors inside it. Slightest of motion would trigger the sensors and generate a fire that would kill the vampire. The second door has sound sensors in it. Slightest of sound would trigger the sensors and generate a fire that would kill the vampire. The third door has temperature sensors in it. Slightest of rise in temperature would trigger the sensors and generate a fire that would kill the vampire. Which door should the vampire choose to escape from the cave? Vampires are cold-blooded. He would not trigger the temperature sensors and easily escape from the cave. A family of 4 vampires had a big fight and they all went to their rooms. After some time, the oldest vampire complained that someone stole his blood. All the other vampires denied having stolen the blood. So the oldest vampire called Detective Mehul. Mehul interrogated the other 3 vampires. Wife said, "I was cleaning my teeth in the bathroom." Brother said, "I was sleeping in that coffin." Son, "I was playing video games. Can you guess who stole the blood?" Brother said that he was sleeping in his coffin, but the coffin he pointed to was a small coffin. He would not be able to fit in it. He stole the blood. Dracula Drake reported a robbery at his house. Everything silver was stolen. Detective Mehul arrives to investigate the case. Drake also mentions that the thief drank his garlic soup and stole his shoes as well. Detective Mehul suspects all 3 of his neighbors. Vampire Vam, Wolfman Wolf, Cannibal Can. Vampires are afraid of silver. Wolves don't need shoes, so Cannibal Can is the thief. An alien spaceship landed in a small village. About 10 aliens had landed on Earth. Detective Mehul was called to find and arrest these aliens. Mehul goes to the market looking for them. Looking at this scene, can you guess how many aliens are here? There are 4 aliens here.